The Scholastic Ball Report is sponsored by UK Sports Medicine and by Clark's Pump and Shop, Crown Trophy, Double Dogs, La Rosa's Pizza, Mingy Beef Jerky, Prep Spin, P-Rats, Rafferty's, Roberts Insurance, Sutherland Chevrolet, and by Whitaker Bank.
Hello, I'm Gary Ball. Welcome to the 20th year of the Scholastic Ball Report. We've got a great show for this week. As always, we have a feature from WKYT. The Roberts Insurance Team of the Week, Tates Creek Track and Field Team. The Crown Trophy Special Guest of the Week, we got another segment from Julian Tackett, KHSAA Commissioner. From Nicholasville, we have the Sutherland Chevrolet Drive of the Week with some great sports action. From UK Sports Medicine Healthcare, Athletic Training Tips, Rob Ullery, UK Sports Medicine's Director of Outreach. Some really good information. But stay with us for the Scholastic Ball Report.
You could call 90-year-old Brown Allen a reverse snowbird.
Well, I'm a permanent resident of Florida, but my home, my original home, it's Kentucky. I'm still a Kentuckian.
He spent 40 years as a banker in Louisville, sold his home, and then moved south. But there's one thing he couldn't leave behind. His love of high school basketball.
Feels pretty exciting because I have my 55-year-old son with me. And I get to see some good basketball. There's been very good games, and it's been more enjoyable because we are having these good games this year.
Every winter, he makes the trek back to the Bluegrass.
Basketball has been a large part of this country boy's life, and that's the only one thing I have that takes me back to the beginning.
Saturday night's matchup marked his 75th state championship, cheering in the stands.
I enjoy being with him, and we just treasure these moments because it's moments you can never get back.
First was in March of 1948. The 15-year-old who was raised on a farm in Henry County was gifted an extra ticket to the tournament, an experience he's never forgotten.
That was exciting for a country boy who had never been to anything like that. It stayed with me all my life.
Back then, the three-point shot didn't even exist. He tells us games are a lot quicker now, and the defense is more aggressive.
Everybody but one gets beat.
Brown is speaking from experience. He served his country in the 50s and dribbled for 2 years with the Navy in Pearl Harbor.
Those are things that a lot of us had to go through so that we could be here today.
The 1948 game program has its own seat. He bought it for 25 cents, which was a lot back in the day. Now it's a priceless heirloom that he can't imagine selling, so don't ask.
I have kept it in a folder, and every year I get it out a couple of times and go through it, think about the teams and some of the players I remember. So that program is pretty important to me.
A new champion's been crowned this year, and Brown will go back to the Sunshine State. In the fall, he'll be following the season along from his iPad.
I just would like to say how happy I am to be here. And starting tomorrow, when the game's over, I'll be looking forward to next year's tournament.
Waiting for his next chance for basketball to bring this country boy back home.
Neighbor helping neighbor. At Whitaker Bank, we believe in giving back to our communities. Through our many sponsorships, we help provide our fellow Kentuckians with family-friendly fun and events, and scholarships to help students reach their dreams. We know you need banking to be fast and easy. We help with personalized services like mobile deposit. Get the app today and snap deposit. Whitaker Bank, uniquely Kentucky.
Hi, I'm Lee Trevino. Most people know me for winning 6 PGA championships. With my bum knee, I started thinking I was going to have to trade my club in for a cane. Then I discovered Arthritis Knee Pain Centers.
Arthritis Knee Pain Centers has cutting-edge image-guided treatments that place a natural lubricating gel directly into your affected joints. This FDA-approved, non-surgical procedure replenishes the missing cushioning fluid to provide you with pain relief, comfort, and improved mobility without surgery or downtime. It's covered by Medicare and most private insurance. We've helped relieve the pain for thousands of our patients.
Arthritis Knee Pain Centers relieved my pain and changed my life. They got me back in the game again, baby. Call them now and schedule your free knee pain assessment. Get the pain relief you deserve today.
In Lexington, call 800-919-1649. That's 800-919-1649.
Hello, welcome back to the Scholastic Ball Report. As we honor the Robert Team of the Week, the track and field team from Tates Creek High School. With us, track coach Jonathan Hawks and two of his track team members. Welcome into the show, Coach.
Hey, thank you for having us, Gary. I appreciate you always.
How many people do you have out for track and field this year, Jay Hawk?
Right now, we're a little over 95 as far as a collective team, but we're doing a lot of like different event groups, practices. So a lot of people are practicing at different times. So, but with our big team, our coaches do a great job of assessing things and making sure that our kids are getting the proper work in. Like I said, each event group is a pretty big group now. Especially this year, I believe coming off the COVID year. Our team has grown. Last year we was over 100. This year, we're right underneath 100. But, it continues to just showcase with the numbers that we have in each event group, which has been special. And, again, just credit to the coaches for doing a great job of running their groups.
Has the culture of winning helped you with the program?
Yes, sir. I believe just the ability to help kids get better year in, year out, and just seeing our speed that we've had for our team for a very long time. I think people know that the coaching is what we're going to focus on, which is the development. So our kids, they're known, especially with the sprinters, they're known for having that speed, and our distance coach does a great job of really trying to separate that with also bringing in a really good core group of distance guys. And so this upcoming Friday, we'll have 5 kids that'll sign college scholarships, and that tradition of signing kids to college has really been huge for our track program. We have a lot of kids that go to college each year, and so just being on this track team, it gives a kid a chance. It gives them an opportunity.
Introduce your team members. Tell us a little bit about them.
You got Maya Clark. Maya she's already signed a scholarship to play soccer at UAB, University of Alabama, Birmingham. But she's also leaving the door open for her to actually compete at track as well at the collegiate level. And then you have Andrew Witherington, and he's my starting quarterback in football. But he's also a very outstanding track runner as well. And last year ended up being second in the 300 hurdles and qualified for state in that event and did really well last year. So I'm looking forward to both of these young people having a great year.
Maya, how long have you been participating in track and field?
Been participating in track for as long as I can remember. My older sister did AAU track, and so they tried to put me on the team, and I would just run around. But I really started getting into track when I was in 6th grade. I was at LTMS, and so Coach Broadnax, the former coach at Bryan Station, she was my coach at LTMS. So I put a lot of work in early on.
What do you work on in practice to improve?
So the way that we break up our practices at Tates Creek is Monday will be endurance, Tuesday will be speed, Wednesday is plyo and core, and then Thursday is technique. So really breaking up those days and working on each piece individually so that it creates a full puzzle is really how I improve. I just try to make sure that I'm putting in the work every day. I'm never taking a practice off, and it really does pay off in the end.
Well, good luck to you at UAB. Andrew Witherington, who got you interested in participating in track and field?
The thing that got me most interested in track was head coach Jonathan Hawks. My sister did high jump for him for 2-3 years, and she just kept talking about him for a couple of years. And coming into my freshman year, I was against track, and then I heard that he can really get you better athletically, and then also get you faster. So that was the main thing that got me into track.
And how's that helped you at the quarterback spot on football?
So coming into high school, I was known as the slow kid in my class. I was labeled as he's not going to get faster, he can't be mobile. So it really helps me. Being a shorter quarterback helps me do other things and get the ball to my teammates. And rather than staying in the pocket, I can get out. So it helps me be more athletic.
And what is your favorite track and field event?
My favorite events just recently is the 300 hurdles. I started it last year. Hawks put me in it, and I thought it was crazy, but started it last year, got second in region, and I was like, I'm going to stick to it. So it's my main event this year, so I'm excited about it.
Well, thank you, Coach Hawks, Maya, and Andrew for being on the show today.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
That's it for the Roberts Insurance Team of the Week. We'll be right back with more on the Scholastic Ball Report.
Okay, with so many places to buy new appliances, where should you go? A big box store? How about a warehouse club? I don't think so. Go where your neighbors go. P-Rats was voted Central Kentucky's favorite place to buy appliances. Here's why. They have all the major brands at the guaranteed lowest price, low interest financing with options to fit any budget, plus an award-winning in-house service and installation team. Voted Central Kentucky's favorite place for appliances. We're the best in the bluegrass.
Nobody beats P-Rats.
No matter who you cheer for or what the sport,
Clark's Puppet Shop is there to support the young people who play.
Whether it's a snack on the way to the game or restocking on the way home, Clark's is the winning stop. And when you're choosing from drinks, chips, or a one-of-a-kind crispy, crunchy chicken, you'll be a winner no matter what the scoreboard says.
Clark's Puppet Shop. Return, refresh, refuel.
Good things come to those who wait. Unless you use Distinctive Design Remodeling to upgrade your home, go from fine to fantastic faster than you might think. With this many finished projects, what are you waiting for? Get your project finished faster with Distinctive Design Remodeling.
For a limited time only at Johnny Carino's, enjoy our 5 for $15.99 ribeye steak and lobster ravioli meal deal. Juicy, char-grilled ribeye steak, savory lobster ravioli, choice of your favorite sauce, bottomless salad, our Italian nachos appetizer, and our fresh-baked bread for only $15.99 at Johnny Carino's.
Famous Dave's Barbecue, now open for to-go. Enjoy a $5 brisket sandwich piled high with smoky Texas beef brisket. Order now at famousdaves.com.
There's a new judge in town.
Real people, real cases, real families in crisis.
It might start in the family room, but it ends in my courtroom. I'm Judge Rhonda Wills, and that's my ruling.
Relative Justice.
A full hour starting at 9 on the CW Lexington.
Hello, welcome back to the Scholastic Ball Report. As we honor the Crown Trophy Special Guest of the Week, he's Julian Tackett, Commissioner of the Kentucky High School Athletic Association, longtime supporter of high school sports and the Scholastic Ball Report. Welcome in, Julian.
Well, thanks, Gary. I'm always glad to be here.
Well, you know, the KHSAA does a lot more than just sports, and a lot of people probably don't realize that. But talk a little bit about the other educational organizations that you all are involved with, like superintendents, principals, athletic directors, legislature.
Yeah, and I'm glad you mentioned that last one because it's certainly been a preoccupation of my time this spring. We had an issue come up in the General Assembly in 2021 that at the end of the session there was some action taken that may not have really looked at all the ramifications for sports down the line. Maybe they did. Some people tell us they did. They knew what they were doing. Others said they didn't like the outcome. So we worked this session really hard to clarify which kids really should be ineligible because they are non-resident students for the first time. And they were absolutely doors open, handshaking. They really were helpful. They understood what our schools brought to them. But we're in those kind of meetings all the time. We worked with the legislature this year. Representative Palumbo was able to get a bill passed along with Representative Mosier regarding emergency preparedness for cardiac cases. When we first started working on emergency action plans, it was all about heat. It really wasn't about the heart. And then lo and behold, the last 6 or 8 years, we've had a couple of heart issues. And so we've kind of revamped our emergency action plan with their help. We meet with our superintendents and our principals all the time. Whenever they ask, we're there, and they do ask. They're having such turnover in leadership. And our ADs, 45% of our ADs changed in the last 2 years. The success or failure of our office is about relationships. It's not about any one decision or whether or not you think there should be a different regional alignment or should you mandate seating in basketball or football or baseball. I mean, it's not about that. It really is trying to work with these people and get the best opportunities for the students.
A lot of your events have title sponsors, Julian. How can someone interested in sponsoring a state event go about it?
Well, we've always had great partners helping us with sponsorships, whether it was internal to our staff or we went external with the folks downtown at IHI and other company names. And then we came back to internal with Leah Little, who was outstanding. But I'm telling you, it's at a different level with TPG right now. They are outstanding. They are professionals that are in about 20 other states. Sarah Hacker, who's a Moorhead product, a Boone County product, certainly understands Kentucky, and she is an absolute dynamo. And they can reach out to her. It's skhacker@khsaa.org. She'll get back with them. But we have pretty much a waiting list, and it's because of the product that we're able to deliver and the deliverables that she's able to make sure the sponsors get. It's a great partnership effort.
Last question. As an active member of the National Federation of State High School Association, what trends, you're involved in that deeply, what trends do you see for the future for high school athletics and activities?
I think the biggest thing is going to be the attempt to leverage our difference with other levels. Basically, we're not trying to be miniature college. In reality, we don't prepare kids. Our objective is not to prepare kids for the next level of sports, but to prepare them for the next level of life. Because 94% of the kids will never play a game beyond high school. We need to be preparing them to be good citizens, to be responsible citizens. You know, I jokingly tell people that if you go to the NCAA website, sometime do this, put the word probability in the search bar, and it'll show you that 6% of people at any level play at anything beyond high school. Now, 94% of parents think their kids the 6%. I get that, but that's probably not the way it's going to turn out. And we need to make sure that we have something for everybody so that they're ready for the work world. They're ready for sports administration. They're ready for physics. They're ready for chemistry. They're ready for whatever, because what sports teaches them and the responsibility that sports and sport activity teaches them will help them no matter what job they get. So we just got to keep coming up with things, and nationally, that's a big trend. We've been lucky to be kind of ahead of the curve. But obviously things that, like the digital streaming, some of the things that we learned from COVID are being implemented now as permanent practices, whether that's digital video, electronic ticketing. The objective is not to run as quickly as you can back to 1985. It's not going to happen. We're going to go forward, and that's the national challenge, is to make sure we're meeting that challenge. One of the things COVID did, I'll leave you with this, we've never had parents more involved than they are right now, because they got so involved in that year to year and a half of how their education was being done. For that reason, we've got to pay really close attention, and we've got to leverage the fact that we were the saving grace for so many kids coming off COVID. They got back into those relationships, got back into those teams, and let's don't lose that leverage that we've got.
Well, thank you, Julian, for that excellent update and for being with us on the Scholastic Ball Report today.
No problem, Gary. Thanks to you and Bridget and the King of Stream for all you guys do.
That's Julian Tackett, Commissioner of the Kentucky High School Athletic Association, as the Crown Trophy Special Guest of the Week.
listen to the TV on high volume or have trouble hearing conversations? Then you would benefit from hearing aids. Don't waste thousands on expensive hearing aids when you can get Nano's revolutionary technology for just $297. Don't be fooled by higher-priced hearing aids. The CIC Recharge is a true hearing aid, not an amplifier. With rechargeable technology, many customers say is superior to more expensive models. Call now and get not one, but 2 Nano hearing aids for just $297. Plus, we'll add a portable charging case and ship your order absolutely free. The CIC Recharge has a tiny in-the-ear canal design that is nearly invisible. Why keep missing out on important conversations or waste thousands of dollars? Call and get 2 CIC Recharge hearing aids for only $297 and free shipping.
800-684-9098. Again, that's 800-684-9098.
Welcome back to the Scholastic Ball Report for the UK Sports Medicine Healthcare Athletic Training Tips. For UK Sports Medicine today, we have athletic trainer Rob Ullery, the Director of Outreach. Welcome in, Rob.
Well, thanks, Gary. Thanks for having us on this week.
Our topic is concussions and brain injuries. Talk about that, Rob, and how it is pertinent for today.
Well, unfortunately, in the state of Kentucky over the past week, we've had a tragic incident occur down at Pulaski County High School, and my thoughts and prayers go out to that community and that family. But it just goes to show that it doesn't take that sports center type of hit or that big hit to cause a concussion or to cause a brain bleed. In all reports and reports of speaking to their athletic trainer, it was just a regular play where he got tackled and hit the ground. It wasn't anything spectacular. It wasn't a big collision. It wasn't anything that you think of. So it just goes to show that it's very important to recognize and realize that any head injury can occur on the slightest of hits. And that's kind of the message that I want to get out this week is that it's extremely important to say any symptoms that you may be having or to truly recognize your teammates that may not be acting right. And that's why it's so important to report those types of things to the proper people, whether it be an athletic trainer, your coach, your parents, anyone. So that's why it's so important.
And which sports do they occur most often in, Rob?
So, I mean, concussions can occur in any sport. And that's what's so concerning about this is that a lot of people think it's only just in football, but it can happen in any sport. Soccer, cheerleading, swimming and diving. We've had divers that have hit the board, hockey. I mean, it can happen in any sport. And it doesn't take that big collision or that big hit to cause this sort of head injury. And these head injuries can take time to show up. And that's what's so alarming.
What are other types of brain injuries?
So, I mean, the big thing that we have to worry about is the concussions that cause that brain bleed, and that can cause the bleeding in the brain that can cause skull fractures or can cause other things like that. That's the big thing we have to worry about. And that's why helmets are so important, headgear are so important to wear to protect the head, because the Lord only gave you one brain. So that's why it's so important to protect.
Well, that's why we have you on this show, Rob, because you give us such timely information that really matters in the world of sport and the athlete. And you give us good information that we know to prevent this stuff. Maybe some things can't be prevented, but they can be helped.
That's right. And that's why it's so important to have qualified medical personnel available. In this situation, they had an athletic trainer right on site, and it was very unfortunate. But that's why it's so important to have someone available to each of these teams.
Well, thank you, Rob, for the important information on brain injuries and concussions and for being on the show.
Thank you, Gary.
That's Rob Ullery from the UK Sports Medicine. We'll be right back with more on the Scholastic Ball Report.
Let's take a look at the Sutherland Chevrolet Drive of the Week, and it's really a rally of the year. The Douglas Broncos trailed Mayle in the quarterfinals by 13 with 4 minutes to go, and somehow Douglas goes on a 17-0 run to beat Mayle to get to the semifinals, and the drive belongs to Logan Busett. That basket gave Douglas the lead for good, and that is the Sutherland Chevrolet Drive of the Week.
This is where it all started, right here on this farm. We may have grown over the years, but we've never lost sight of what was important to us. We're continuing that tradition today, and we always will be for generations to come.
It's Champion Windows Inflation Buster Sale. Right now, buy 2 windows, get 2 free. Plus, pay no interest or payments for 18 whole months. Now is the time to lock in your savings. Buy 2 windows, get 2 free. Call or schedule your free estimate online 24/7 at getchampionwindows.com.
At home or on the go, stay informed with the WKYT News app, a must-have with push alerts for breaking news and weather. Download the WKYT News app today.
They know all of your secrets.
You kissed a guy!
You kissed my mom.
Your middle name is Muriel.
It is a family name. But they love you anyway. Friends.
Weeknights at 7 on the CW Lexington.
Well, that's the Scholastic Ball Report of this week. Join us next week for another show with the Scholastic Ball Report featuring high school athletes. As always, special thanks to our team. Pressman's King of Stream, William Warfield. Joel Clace, our director, WKYT. Executive producer, Bridget DeVries. And as always, the WKYT sports staff are Brian Mollum, Lee K. Howard, and Lindsay Goff. And remember, for those you see and you don't see, you keep your eye on the Scholastic Ball Report.
The Scholastic Ball Report was sponsored by UK Sports Medicine and by Clark's Pump and Shop, Crown Trophy, Double Dogs, La Rosa's Pizza, Mingy Beef Jerky, Prep Spin, P-Rats, Rafferty's, Roberts Insurance, Sutherland Chevrolet, and by Whitaker Bank.